Hey everyone, good afternoon or good evening.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream.
Depends on where you're at. Morning, evening, early morning, late evening, afternoon. Welcome, guys. You got Abraxas Paranormal here.
Lady Abraxas.
Let me get everything set up. Welcome, guys. Whoops, there we go. Now we ain't got echo. Hey, Alan, what's going on? Hey, Fallen.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, Jay the
Fallen.
Silencer. Hey, White Boy
Hey,
Savage.
Jay the Silencer. Hey, white boy. Ah, that's a mouthful.
Yeah. Welcome.
Thanks for coming in. You guys are really gonna like our guest today.
We got somebody here from California. We got North Carolina, South Carolina.
The UK, is that what you said?
In the UK.
Yeah, Alan, UK, hello.
And now Texas.
Lady C, right?
Yep.
Yep, I'm psychic, I knew. No, not really.
Uh-oh. I'm buffering. Why am I buffering?
What the heck? Just good in the night. You shouldn't be buffering, honey.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it looks like I'm going to have a little chit-chat with, what you call him?
Our guest tonight is B-Town Paranormal. Hey, I think I got a notification. About time. Somebody finally got the notification. Her phone's way behind, I guess. Awesome, guys. Awesome. And welcome to all the new family members that I picked up today. Thank you guys for joining the family.
Yes, we love our family.
We are doing awesome today. Right now, I'm just waiting for a DM to let me know they are ready to go.
And just to let everybody know, I'm not having a very good day. My dog peed on me.
Yeah, she got peed on.
I just thought y'all might like to have a little laugh because I wasn't very happy.
But yes, I do have a special guest tomorrow afternoon. She is that sexy blue-haired mermaid. Timey Lives or Timey Lives.
Timey Lives.
Yes. Timey Lives will be here at 3 o'clock.
You always say the wrong things.
Yeah, I know. Look at me. I'm a guy.
Oh, my God.
Baldwin said, sorry, Lady Abraxas.
That's okay. It's not your fault.
She enjoys getting peed on by the dog.
Yeah, at least it was the dog and not the kids.
Yeah.
I really would have been awkward.
White boy got peed on yesterday. Hey, Irish Whiskey, what's going on, brother?
Another catty man. Hey, Irish.
Yep, just give us a few minutes. We will get our guest in here as soon as we can. I told them to DM me when they are ready to go, so...
Well, he had to work over, so...
As soon as I get that going, I would like for all you guys...
You're going to let them know beforehand.
Yes. As soon as they come in, I would like you guys to wish Brad a very happy early birthday. because tomorrow is actually his birthday. Okay, guys, they're ready. So give me a couple minutes. I'll get them invited in.
Don't do it until it gets in here. So
Right.
I'll go, surprise! Oh.
I just sent them the invite.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, he's on his way. He had to go run to the bathroom real quick.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we're picking a movie for our kid now.
Wow, that's just picking up bad.
Yeah, sit down. So what's up with you guys?
Nothing much.
We're not in the mood anymore. That's the best thing.
So are you live right now?
Yes, we are live.
Okay, great.
Oh, I also forewarn the people that are in chat about what's going on tomorrow.
Okay.
So I asked them to do something in the chat when they see.
So what are you? Oh, wait. What are you doing tomorrow? I'm sorry, my phone's. Let me turn some things down.
Wait. I got no. That's muted. Do you have it open on Facebook or YouTube as well?
I don't have no, not yet. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me look. Because we don't have Facebook, we just do Oh, I know, I see. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, you're up.
Okay. I was just wondering if you got the volume off on it or muted.
No.
That's why I got the echo.
Actually, here, hold on. Am I still echoing?
No, we were.
Oh. Sorry.
That's okay.
No, it's fine.
I was like, what's going on?
He's gonna be down in a minute. So did you ever go on your investigation?
The one that I was going to do blindfolded? Yeah.
How did that go? I didn't see the video.
I was starting to walk towards the creek, which is about a 20-foot drop.
No, I couldn't do it blindfolded.
Well, the only way I would do it blindfolded is if I had more people with me.
Yeah.
And my youngest son's the one that stopped me from keep walking towards the creek.
No, here he is. Here, grab your phone so you can pull up chat. No, he's getting his phone. He's going to pull up chat, and I'm going to set us up to where you can see us both.
Awesome.
Without my phone falling. No! No. Okay, we're going to get this right in a minute, I promise. Yeah, sorry it took so long. We had to eat dinner, and he had worked late. Damn it. There we go.
That's not a problem. I gave me enough time to explain what I got going on tomorrow and everything else.
Okay. Hush, Bo. We have a 5-year-old in the background. So what's your plans for tomorrow?
I got another interview at 3 o'clock.
Really?
Yep.
I hope that turns out good.
It should.
I love She's
sweet. Son, come here. Baby, do something.
Can we do that?
No, I want you to.
Sorry, we're trying to...
I was getting a little bit of information about you for tomorrow, Brad.
What's that, buddy?
I was giving some information about what's going on tomorrow for you. what's going on tomorrow for you.
Buddy,
What's going on for you?
what?
Oh, what's tomorrow?
Oh, my birthday?
Yeah. It took you a minute.
I've gotten to the point. Hey, can you put us on the computer so I can hear?
Yeah,
Please?
well, no, the computer sucks even more. Hold on,
Not
let me
really.
get you on the computer.
Okay.
But yeah, I've gotten to the point now where I can't even really remember my own damn birthday, much less hers or anybody else's birthday.
You're gonna be old.
I'm gonna be 31. That ain't old.
Oh my God!
That's still young.
I really feel it now.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead, Bubba.
But yes, after she told me that, I just thought I'd say happy early birthday to you.
Oh, well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
And you know something, Brad? I'm gonna sing a special little song.
Hopefully your ears don't bleed.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brad, from B-Town Paranormal. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
No talk. Name in there.
Okay, so I can get off of this.
Dana, she's a.
Oh, my face is hella dirty.
He just
Oh,
got it.
yeah, I didn't know my face was this damn dirty. Good God. Why didn't you tell me?
Get over to their laptop.
Oh.
Okay. So, how about we start out with you telling the people in the chat a little bit about what you do on your channel.
Okay, so obviously your husband and wife paranormal group, as well as urban exploring. We do a little bit of both. We explore abandoned, and then we incorporate our paranormal in with the abandoned. We do everything from your common ghost hunts to we've taken on a few clients with personal haunting cases. We don't really take clients anymore. We had a really bad experience with the last one, so here, I'll find it here. Here, carry on.
So I'm trying to pull the chat up on my phone. Is it so we can see the chat and everything? But yeah, we took on a client and it backfired on us, like to the point where we actually had to go to court for it.
So we don't take too many clients anymore.
So we try not to take clients at all. I mean, it all depends on like the circumstances of what's going on. But after we got burned and then had to go to court because of it, that's kind of put a bad taste in our mouth as far as taking on clients. So, well, as far as right now, anyway.
I know we just stick to our investigating and our exploring, and investigating is getting a little bit difficult as well because the cops really know us here, and they know us very well here, and they already told us, if we're caught anywhere near certain buildings, we go to jail.
So I understand you guys are moving. Is that the reason that you guys are moving?
And pretty much because we called the last weekend to get permission to go on a property, and when I said who we were, she's like, "Oh yeah, I know you guys," and we was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Well, we call for just about every weekend." She's like, "Yeah," and she sat there and said, "Yeah," and we've heard about your videos at Central State. I'm like, well, what do you mean? She's like, well, we've seen the videos of you guys getting into the powerhouse and getting into the storehouse.
Those two buildings were completely off limits.
Yeah.
Like we had to crawl through little holes to get into it.
We had to crawl through a fence the fence hole was probably about, I don't know, about this big, and I had to crawl through it to go do our video, and well, we put it up online. And when I asked, hey, is it okay if we go to Central State at night for an investigation? She's like, yeah, as long as you two stay out of the powerhouse and the storehouse. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, we've seen y'all's videos inside, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to hide from them. And
that was a fail.
And she's like, well, you realize that if you guys get caught in there, you guys go to jail. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, those buildings are condemned to be unsafe and trespassing. And she's like, and if we get a call and we catch you guys out there again, and she's like, and if we get a call and catch you guys out there again, you guys go to jail. No questions asked, no trespasses. It's handcuffs back in the car to the jailhouse.
We try not to do anything illegal. We really don't. But the Central State, since it had such rich history, such rich haunted history, we kind of couldn't just ignore it. We had to go in. But hello to everyone in chat, by the way.
Yes, hey, hi guys.
Hi.
And this is our son Bo. He'll be starting what when he get older? Two.
No, you're not two.
You're 5. You'll be 6 in October.
He's gonna be our little investigator as well.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, but you are.
Yeah, he's gonna carry on the family business. I mean, that's what we've tried to do with this. We've tried to carry out a business,
Yeah.
like selling merchandise, offering our help to people, especially with haunted cases and whatnot. We just try to do everything. We really try to do everything.
Right. Now,
It's understandable.
do you have merchandise up?
Oh, you gotta hold the computer close.
Our
Our audio sucks.
For some reason, the audio on this computer.
Actually, I can fix that. Hold on. I'm about to. You are a moderated video. Okay. Hold on. Let me I'm trying to turn your sound up, and it ain't letting me. But anyway, how long have you been investigating?
I started. What was it, about
3 years ago.
3 years ago?
Yeah, about 3.
About the same time we did.
And I just started putting my videos up last year.
It all started because of our son. He was playing the sax. And
We've been doing this for about the same time, but we started putting our videos up right when we started. And they were horrible. Like, our videos were horrible when we first started.
Literally, when we did our very first video, which I think it's still up there, ain't it?
Yeah.
If you go like way down in the list,
It's in our haunted playlist.
we literally started out with a cell phone
And a flashlight.
and a flashlight, and that was it. No.
That's how I still do mine.
I mean, we got to do, everyone starts somewhere, I mean.
right.
Right.
We started in an old little cemetery, and that actually is where we caught our best piece of evidence. When we were about to give up hope on the place, we had just gotten our new night vision cameras and whatnot, so we went out there and tried it, and that was the night that I got pushed by a kid. Like, something came up behind me and pushed me, and I went forward. And I didn't know what it was at first until we went back and replayed it, and you could hear clear as day a little kid laughing like he was playing tag.
Huh.
Yeah, that was the most craziest thing that we have caught. And, well, not the craziest. I mean, we've seen a lot of things, but.
Heck, I wish I was filming when I've been out to certain places. I've actually caught apparitions with my own eyes, and I wasn't even thinking about anything about filming it.
Jesus. I mean, we've only seen very few with our bare eyes. Here, turn that fan off. We've only seen very few with our eyes. Like, maybe like one or two, and it was just a quick glimpse. Would you put her phone down?
I've caught a total of 3 in one night.
Wow.
With my bare eyes. One was of a 7-year-old girl with pigtails.
But wasn't that the one that took pictures?
Wow.
I ended up trying to take a picture of it, and it was gone immediately.
We caught one on a picture, and if I still have it, it's on my phone. We were at another cemetery. It's an old Civil War, kind of like a Civil War cemetery down in Alabama. And I seen it with my eyes. Like, I seen something moving, and I told our photographer to take a picture in that direction, and we caught a full body figure of a woman holding a baby going behind the tree. I mean, it is clear as day.
Man.
Do you still have that picture?
We do. It's on my phone.
We need to try to get that picture.
I'll send it to you on but I had to take it from my computer screen. But because I had the picture pulled up on the computer, but I mean, it was clear as day. And you can see more of the baby than you could the woman. I just gotta find it.
Yeah, but a couple of the best pieces I've gotten from up in Michigan, I've actually got the faces in the back driver's side door window and in the back window.
Wow. Where were you guys at?
I was at when I started, it was Jackson, Michigan.
Okay.
Wow, we started in Alabama, lower
Alabama.
And then I moved down to Virginia.
No.
Yeah, that's where we're getting ready to move.
You're coming to Virginia?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, we're looking at a place around Elizabethton or Johnson City or Bristol, somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
All right, Marley. You ain't sitting behind me. Come on, get up.
The best part about it, within that, we'll be within like an hour and a half to 3 hours away. Depends on where you go.
Yeah, because we'll be about 45 minutes from West Virginia. Then we'll be 45 minutes from South Carolina. Was it South or North? South Carolina, ain't it?
We'll be pretty close to Asheville. We'll be kind of close to Asheville, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And then we'll be 2 hours from Kentucky.
No, not even that.
In the South.
Sure.
I am almost probably about an hour from Kentucky.
But yeah, we're like an hour from
Tennessee.
An hour and a half from Tennessee, an hour from West Virginia, and an hour from North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
So we've got it all.
We're at the thinner part of the state.
Huh. Well, maybe whenever I can't even talk. Whenever we get down there, we definitely need to do something together.
That'd be awesome.
So
Yeah, definitely, because
what was your guys' first
we
paranormal?
want to get out of the city just because, there's not really a lot of haunted here that you can really get to anymore. I mean, you got some of your main things is like the Underground Railroad and stuff like that, but a lot of your haunted is like hours away from where you actually are, and it's just really difficult to get to, and they're not really that great.
Right.
So we went when we were in Tennessee, like we fell in love with it. So I think that's where we want to be, is Tennessee. Wait.
Well,
my computer just glitched. I don't even know.
I was wondering, what was your first paranormal experience?
First paranormal experience.
The first,
I think it'd be when I got pushed, wouldn't it?
yeah.
That would be my first one, when I was pushed at the cemetery. What was yours?
No. I think the worst one that I've had
No, you're first, not worst.
The first one would be at Hayes Cemetery
Oh yeah.
when I got we were doing an investigation at this cemetery called Hayes Cemetery, and we were like 5 or 6 minutes into the investigation, and I don't know what it was, but it felt like something had grabbed my arms, and I basically froze. Like I tried to move, I tried to talk, I just whatever had a hold of me would not let me talk at all.
Mm-hmm.
I tried because it grabbed me up here, and then when I tried to start, I tried to move is what I did, and I tried to get because my arms started getting cold, and the bad part was it was like 60 something degrees that night, and there wasn't no wind at all. The wind wasn't blowing. And for me to have just suddenly gotten cold like that for no explained reason, and then on top of that, I was trying to move, but I couldn't move. It's just like whatever had a hold of me, just like just stay. You're not going in. So after about a minute or two, if the feeling finally went away, and then when the feeling went away, I felt sick. Is what happened. I felt real sick after it happened.
That place was real bad. Like
That place is bad in general.
I mean, the cemetery that we went to, it's Hayes Cemetery. A lot of bad stuff has happened there. Like back in the 50s and 40s, people would go dig up the graves and use the bones for satanic rituals. A man took his wife out there and hung her from a tree and then shot her in the head. I mean, there's a lot of bad just energy out there. Like, it was just awful.
Did they have a show about it at one time?
Something like that.
I don't think so. This is kind of like a quiet little cemetery. I don't think they ever had a show on it.
What, Hayes?
Yeah.
It might have been on like
I don't
some
think
show.
so.
Because
the cemetery is literally in the middle of nowhere. Like there's a cornfield on the left of us. There's a cornfield on the right, and then there's probably about 1,000 yards of
it wasn't too
woods.
popular.
And then on the other side of the wood line, there's a whole nother cornfield. So I mean,
wow.
And when we went, the corn wasn't even cut. The corn was still green and still growing.
That's what made it creepy.
And like I said, I mean, and there were the stuff that because we had actually talked to the lady who's, I guess you could say
she's a caretaker.
The caretaker of it. She was sitting there telling us that all the stuff that she had experienced and everything, and she said and said that if you're coming out here to mess around or to do stuff will follow you home, and or bad stuff will happen to you. And that night.
But Hayes, we kind of got burned out there. We've also
been terrified there.
And
that's another reason why I refuse to step foot back in that cemetery at night.
We actually had a friend who got possessed by accident, and we were having this huge meet and greet. All our team from Alabama came up. 2 guys from Pennsylvania came, and then Exploring with Jay was there. And Michael, one of the guys from Pennsylvania, we were leaving, and all of a sudden, because we were going to go to Crybaby Bridge, which is right down the road from Hayes Cemetery. I mean, right down the road. And he pulled over, and he was throwing up. He couldn't breathe. It felt like something was choking him. And we think that he was actually got like an accidental possession.
And that was the last night we went.
No, we went with Jeremiah and Nicole.
Oh yeah, we did take so
we went with Mad's Entertainment, and it was just that place. I don't like taking people there.
That place, like honestly, that place is not for people. Honestly, just because of everything that had happened years and years ago, and a caretaker, and she honestly sit there and told her, she's like I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is a really evil place. And when she told me that, I was like, well, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that type of energy,
right?
To see what we can't get on as evidence or whatnot. But I didn't really believe her when she said that place was evil until we experienced the actual evil that is in that cemetery. Because see, the first time we went there,
we couldn't even move.
We got out of the car, and we were sitting, and we went to the back to get all the equipment ready to get set up. Well, that's as far as we made it.
We
did not leave the back of that car.
And I could not figure out why.
We did a whole investigation sitting on the back of our bumper at the cemetery the first time we went. That's how bad it is. And we've been in some pretty creepy places. But the night we went to that cemetery,
I mean, we faced demons face to face almost, and it just that place just isn't a joke. Just like the hospital in Gary, Indiana, where Michael Jackson was born, we explored that. Amazing place to explore. But we went in there at night and did a video, and the door opened, and we till this day cannot figure out how that door opened.
Because we were in the surgery prep room on the third or fourth floor?
The fifth floor.
No, I thought the surgery was on the fourth floor, and the fifth floor was like the recovery and all that.
No, the fifth floor and the surgery are all combined together. Yes, you had your surgery, recovery, and then that long hallway, and the very end of that hallway was the surgery
outpatient.
No, the surgery room.
Okay, yes,
yeah.
All right. I got it mixed up. But we went, and we was going to do the 30-minute challenge, the alone challenge in this prep room. Well, I shut the door behind us, just in case, I didn't want any outside interference or any noises of whatsoever. Well, I shut the door. We no longer got set down and got all of our equipment running and stuff like that. And then next thing I know, the door I literally just shut. And this door, and you can ask, because the door was hard to shut to begin with.
Yeah, it was stuck on debris.
Because of all the debris that was on the floor. Well, and I had a hard time shutting the door because, like I said, there was a bunch of debris, like drywall and all that type of stuff. And I pulled the door too, and I sat down in the corner, turned my camera on, got my lights going, and I no more started filming. And the next thing I know, all I see is a door opening, very slow. And
I freaked out.
And then, like towards the very end of it, you can see the door just kind of picking up momentum, and she freaked the hell out. I would, if you watch the video, it scared me so bad.
We looked at each other
and farted. And usually, I swear, like, I don't know what. No, you're gonna sit down. You're gonna
go sit down because you're about to go to bed.
And when it happened, it literally scared the fart out of me. Literally,
it was ridiculous.
Something like that, a door opening, is one thing.
Well, we were in the bad part of the town. Like, we were in Gary. Gary's the murder capital
of Indiana. Well, it used to be.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It used to be.
And we were in there at night by ourselves. Many openings. People get killed in this area almost daily, it seems like. And so we didn't know if it was actually spiritual or someone was about to wreck our whole world.
But,
Yeah.
But I mean, like going like if I could tell people one thing, and this is something that me and her we live by this, especially doing abandoned buildings or doing anything paranormal in like cemeteries or buildings or whatever. If you get a bad feeling about the place, if you feel if you show up and and you're scouting it out, looking around, seeing if you can get in, whatnot, and you start getting a really bad vibe from it, my suggestion is don't go in because that bad vibe is there for a reason. And whatever,
But anyway,
yeah, I, I don't really, I don't really pay no attention to my other side of my judgment. I like to just if I mean, but that's me though. I mean, I don't heed warnings like I should.
have y'all had? What's the scariest thing y'all have had?
Well, I kind of have that bad judgment too. If I hear a noise, I go running towards it.
Yeah, like usually if I hear something in like if we're in an abandoned building at night or during the day and I hear a noise, I'm gonna go figure out what's making the noise. I'm gonna go figure out like I wonder where that noise come from. Let me go this way. Let me go towards the noise.
Yep.
Sometimes it's not the best idea, but sometimes you can get some really good footage if you do.
Right.
But going into that hospital and when that door opened, like it scared the crap out of me. Like I mean we've had a chair flip over on us in Tennessee at Hell's Bar Dam. That didn't scare me as bad as the door opening. Just because we were in that tunnel, and there's no way that chair could have flipped over. None. No way whatsoever. But being in
Hey, James.
being in a hospital when that door opened at night like that, that was a pretty bad experience. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty shook up.
We were shooketh.
Yeah.
Here. But what has been your scariest experience so far?
Mine?
Mm-hmm.
The first time I went out. And really, I wasn't really that scared. I went out to the Sackriders Hill there in Grass Lake, and it's a place where a buddy of mine, him and his old team was going all the time at night. They used to get rocks thrown at them, sticks. Well, we went out there during about noon.
Wait.
And
telling me we're a non-believer.
And we went as far as what his team did at night. I said, come on, let's go a little bit further. It's during the day. What could happen? Well, about 200 yards off into the woods from the trail, there's a ridge. And I seen this thing walking. It looked like it was about 6 foot tall from where I was at. Well, I turned around in a crouching position. I was looking at dead nuts in the eyes. And then I started seeing images in my head of me stabbing my buddy out there with the knife.
Oh.
And then it came home with me.
You still have it with you?
Yeah, I had him with me for about a year and a half.
So that's the dangers of paranormal. The things follow you home. I think we have at least 7 little tag-alongs here in our house, and we've got something mean in the basement. I know. Some of it was here when we moved in. I think the other stuff just followed, though.
But me, I'd be the one
weird stuff in the
basement.
What's that?
I'll be the one that would want to sleep in the basement.
It's not finished. You want to sleep on the washing machine. I don't like it down there for some. Is it dark? I mean, I get really bad vibes whenever I'm in the basement trying to do laundry.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm being watched out of the corners. Then what was it the other night? 3 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't sleep, and I started hearing something. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was my neighbor next door. And I get up, and I go down the hall, and I look down the stairs, and our TV's on.
Huh.
I turned the TV off, and our new TV, because the old TV we had, we went to bed, woke up the next morning, the screen was busted on it. Like, it looked like something had punctured through it, and it wasn't me, it wasn't him. It was weird. We've had some really weird stuff in this house. I don't know exactly what's here, but we just kind of leave it alone.
Yeah, that's the feeling I've gotten at the prison, being watched from one tower. They're at the old Jackson prison. There, they ended up putting a cement walkway through it. And they turned the old cell blocks into apartment complex. There's a 5-year-old boy that runs down the hallway about midnight or so with its killer right behind him.
I don't know why people do that. Like, they turn buildings they know is haunted into apartment complexes. That's just asking for a disaster. That's like Central State, because Central State was a mental asylum, the one we're not allowed to go back into.
Yeah.
It was a fully functioning mental asylum. It was its own self-sustained facility. And a lot of the old buildings have been torn down, and they built apartments and houses on top of the old foundation where there are known mass graves at. The old admissions building is dorms for college kids. I mean, and reading the reviews from it, no one lives there over a year.
Huh. But yeah, one day when I was at the old Jackson prison, this is before I even actually decided to film, I ended up seeing a black apparition climbing over the wall. The last video I filmed there felt like I got stabbed like 5 or 6 times.
Mount Jackson?
Jackson, Michigan. The old Jackson prison there. It's right downtown. And when I was getting stabbed, one of my moderators felt like she got stabbed in the neck, and they took the knife all the way around. She had to reach up to make sure she wasn't bleeding because it felt like she was bleeding.
Wow.
And she's over in the UK.
See, we're waiting to experience something of that magnitude. Like, I felt like I've been scratched, and I felt like I've been stabbed before. Like, I've had that really sharp pain in my lung, like something had stabbed me with something. But I would love to experience like I say a lot. I would love to be truly terrified by something.
Yeah.
Just for the experience, and I have a feeling we may experience that because in June we are planning to go to Villisca, the axe murder house, and the woman who owns it says that a guy that was there before, she's eating that to pieces. A guy that was there investigating, for some reason he snapped and he stabbed himself, and he had to be escorted out. Just turn it off for a minute.
Yeah. The video I put out for Devil's Night. She was at the old jail here in town. She started saying the Lord's Prayer. Well, her and my oldest one came back. Me and the youngest one did another stop on the investigation. I get back and I ask her who hit her. She had a nice big black shiner. And all she did was say the Lord's Prayer. and got growled at over the spirit box.
But I think they hit like a girl.
That client's house we went to, there was something wrong about that place. It wasn't the house that had the demon in it. It was the woman. It was the mom who had the demon, I swear, because every time I got near her, I would get sick. But we investigated it, and we got 3 demonic voices through our spirit box. And then when we were in her husband's room where he watched TV, we got this really god awful
growl.
No, that screeching stop, like it was screaming at us to stop.
And luckily, we caught that on camera.
Yeah, it was loud.
Yeah. But being in that house,
I didn't like it.
It's just something about that house was just off. I don't know if it was the family itself, because the mom did say that she had used tarot cards to try to communicate with whatever was in that house.
Ouija board,
tarot cards, and when she told us what she was doing and how she had done it, we told her, it was like, look, if you're going to be a client of ours, you have to let us deal with this. And
as in, don't contact it, leave it alone, and let us, handle it.
And she says, okay, that's fine. I won't mess with it. Well, come to find out that she was still using the Ouija board to try to contact whatever was in that house.
She didn't want the help. I mean, it was attacking her son. She sent me pictures I've never seen before. Her son, he's about 40, and he's really mentally disabled. And sorry. And he had a scratch above his heart of a pentagram that disappeared. I've never seen that before. No demonic I've ever seen that. But when I offered an exorcism, she said, oh, well, that's not our religion. I was like, wait a minute. Exorcisms are carried out by our religion. Every religion is an
Christian,
exorcism.
Catholic, Jewish.
A Jehovah's Witness, everything like that. She did not want an exorcism. She refused, and we couldn't help her no more. That's, that's all we could have done was seek help and get an exorcism, and she didn't want it done. So we had to cut ways with her because I couldn't, there was nothing we could do. Filming it was just a bit worse.
Yeah. She basically already had herself cursed by playing with the Ouija board in the first place.
Right.
And she probably didn't do something right because there's many rules to playing with those things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because if you open a door, you got to close the door. And she probably didn't close the door.
That, and then she did have a near-death experience where she swears that something did come back with her. When she died during the surgery and they resuscitated her, and she said that something came back with her. What that thing was, I have no idea.
Right.
But it was no good. I mean,
whatever it was, it had because when the first time we went to her house, we were in good spirits going there. We said our protection prayer like we always do, whether we go into an abandoned building or an investigation. We say our protection prayer, and as soon as we got to this house, we walked in the back door, and you could just feel whatever was in that house. You could just feel like it's just like walking into a brick wall, and that's what it felt like we walked into a brick wall.
We got ourselves into something that we were not prepared for. I mean,
No.
I even reached out to Bishop Long. I mean, everyone knows him from Ghost Adventures. You know, he helped Zach Bagans with the
Yeah.
With the Demon House.
no,
and a
not with the
bunch of
Demon
other-
House. The Bobby Mackey's.
Yeah.
You know, I reached out to him and I explained to him what was going on, and you know, he was more than willing. He was going to come in. He was going to
Perform an exorcism.
yeah, he was going to help perform an exorcism because I had showed him the video, and he was under the belief that there was something demonic in that house, and she refused. She a lot to do with she didn't want it. She wanted the attention from it. She kind of wanted she's still doing it. She's scamming paranormal teams to go in, investigate her house, cry that my son's dying, it's killing my child, and then when you go to offer help, she won't take it.
She'll sit there and tell you you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Blah 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 blah. And because everything we do is copyrighted. We any type of video content, we own it. So because she had tried. Well, go lay down. You're making me nervous now.
Go lay down.
And we told her, we have, the videos of all the investigation at her house. Marley, you are really making me nervous. Please, you gotta lay down somewhere, please. You're making me nervous. and we told her, we'll give you copies of the videos, but
you can't use them.
But they're copyrighted under our name. We own all rights to it, regardless if for whatever reason. And she's like, well, I want to show my therapist, and we told her no, because of the fact that
no, man.
So now you're gonna
we put one kid down for bad, and the other one starts in.
This is you can't chew on his shoe.
Yeah, that's the dog.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Our kid chewed on the shoe.
Now, with that case, in your own opinion, do you think it's something that of course, she brought it in by playing with the Ouija board. But do you think she's actually starting a poltergeist there almost?
Yes, I wholeheartedly believe. I'm to the point now where I believe this woman can leave her body and control things without actually doing it.
That's what it's sounding like. That she messed with the Ouija board so much, she has so much negativity in her, and she's creating a poltergeist.
Because, well...
Chris is the pup one to be on camera.
Yeah, I just seen that. But see, here's something that we haven't told a lot of people. This is something that we kind of kept between me and her, due to certain reasons. But now, since everything is out of court, now we can talk about it. We were doing an EVP session in her living room. Her son was out in his house. They converted their garage into his house, and her husband was outside on the porch, and she was sitting to the left of Sarah on her couch, and we had an EVP. Matter of fact, this is the EVP recorder right here that we actually caught the voice on. Well, when we went back and reviewed all the evidence, we found out that we caught some voices that were explainable. And when I say explainable, she was seeing her whispering into the EVP recorder. Because
she didn't whisper that one time. I was sitting there.
That one time I heard it.
I asked her. We were all sitting on the couch, and I asked her. I was like, I asked whatever was there. I was like, "What do you want from this family?" And all of a sudden, she changed her voice completely and said Riley, which was her Her kid's name.
Which is her son's name.
I mean, she said it in the most demented voice, but she said it, and I looked, and I acted like I didn't hear her. Like, I didn't want her to know that I knew that she was, in fact, faking some things. Like, she was trying to get more attention.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why we kind of cut ways with her, was because of that. Because when we found out that she was doing that, then we went back, and because see, we would leave cameras at her house. We had one camera in her bedroom. We had one camera facing from the front door. It went through the living room into the dining room, and then we had another camera set up from the dining room into where her husband would watch TV at night. And we had two EVP recorders set out within the house. And when we heard her say what she said, we was like, all right, maybe we need to go back and re-listen to all the EVPs, all the audio we got from the 3 cameras plus the 2 EVPs. And we really went back and listened, really listened.
But the camera in her room, though, picked up something weird, and she does something weird. Like, I've never seen this before, and I don't think it's a form of narcolepsy. It's like all the stuff ramps up after 11, 12 o'clock. Well, at precisely 10:30, she completely, like, you can see her, she starts nodding off to go to sleep, and all of a sudden she's just out. Like, it looks like she just completely died, and she's dead. She won't move. It sounds like she's death rattling. Like, it doesn't sound like she's breathing healthily. It was really weird. I've never seen nothing like it. I just thought it was like narcolepsy.
Right.
But I think that had a lot to do with something definitely has a hold of her. She's very nasty, like, in general, just nasty energy. I think definitely something has control over it and takes control over to the point where after she's out, it does what it does.
And like I was saying though too, after we heard her faking those EVPs, we went back and we re-listened to about 12 hours of audio. Between me and her, it took me and her almost 3 hours to go through 12 hours of audio. And that's me with one EVP and a camera, her with another camera, another EVP.
Wait, honey, that didn't make sense. 3 hours was for 12 hours. That didn't make sense.
We listened to 3 hours worth of audio from a 12-hour time span.
I was gonna say we ain't that good.
No, but that's why I said. And we started picking up on a lot more than phenomenon in her house. It's more like it's her whispering and pretty much faking just about everything that we caught. And
no, there's something that wasn't fake.
Well, yeah. Now there was some stuff that couldn't be explained, but biggest part of it was the fact that she was whispering into the EVP recorder and stuff like that. And when we confronted her about it,
oh man,
oh you swore I stole her best friend. I mean, she started getting irate. She dog cussed her out for everything that she was worth. And wow. And then we told her, we was like, look, maybe we're not the best ones to help you, so we're going to pull ourselves away from this situation.
I mean, it went to the lengths where her husband threatened to come to our address and shoot me. Yeah. It was bad. And that's why we don't really like taking clients anymore. We will, like you said, under certain circumstances. But we have to have a full medical diagnosis here. We have to go through what
Right.
medication you take. What do you have depression? You know, we have to know your medical illnesses. We have to know, basically the whole underlyings of your life before we even consider.
Can't blame you.
I mean,
That was a bad experience.
and we have waivers that if you want to go with us and you say you're under the age of 18, I'm just going to use it as an example.
Right.
You have to sign a waiver. Pretty much, basically, it states that if whatever happens, if you fall or you trip over something or something like that, we're not responsible, or nor are we liable
For your damages.
for you being hurt or damaged, because we'll tell you in the start of it that whatever happens, the risk, because we sit down and we tell you what the risks are, what could possibly happen, what may or may not happen to you. So if you want to continue this, sign the waiver and you go in at your own risk, basically.
Right.
Well, we had her sign the waiver. Her husband signed it and her son signed it. And and we told them, it states at the bottom, we own all video, photos, audio recordings, and it's for our use and no one else's. And after we parted ways with her, then that's when everything started pretty much going downhill with her.
Yeah, but on a better note, I mean, we've had other crazier things happen.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely sure.
I wish they would have shut down Revenant Acres, because that's a place I would have loved to brought you guys. That place.
The Revenant Acres is on a whole nother.
Revenant Acres has had 7 possessions upstairs. There's something upstairs that has possessed 7 people,
and they're all documented.
But nobody knows why this place is haunted. Nobody knows. Nothing. Like all they know is, it was bought by an Amish family. That's all they know. And it has had a few owners in the past. But we've been there, two times? 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, about 3 times, yeah.
And it's funny, you won't get much activity while you're investigating. Like, you won't get much. Sometimes you'll get a few things.
But when you go to bed, God.
We actually have it on video. Exploring with Jay was with us. He was in the piano room and we were in the dining room. And at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, upstairs, it's one room upstairs. It sounded like, for a complete 2 hours, someone had a sledgehammer and was just beating the floors and the walls with it. I mean, it sounded.
It got to the point where it woke Jay out of a dead sleep.
It did. Jay laid there for an hour and listened to it, and you can see him on the camera. He's like, "What the fuck? Someone's up there!" And no one was up there. It wasn't us, and the dog was in the tent with us, and there was something legitly upstairs tearing the upstairs down. But when we went upstairs, nothing had been moved.
Nothing been moved
or damaged.
I mean, because Jay had a static camera up there in that room
that oddly quit recording.
Yeah, because it's funny because
it was malfunctioning.
Because as soon as the bangs and knocks and stomps started, his camera started malfunctioning, and there shouldn't be no reason for his camera to start malfunctioning. And we had a chair in the room. And the chair hadn't been moved. No, and because people would go and bring little toys to leave, because there's a reported of a little boy that also haunts there, and people bring toys and leave there for him to play with. None of the balls had been moved. None of the toys had been moved. Nothing upstairs had been moved to the point where it was making those bangs and knocks and
It literally sounded like someone had a pot and a pan and a spoon.
And
it was
just banging it.
That's what it sounded
Or
like.
it sounded like somebody was river dancing.
Yeah, but then the last time me and him stayed there by ourselves, we were freezing to death. That place has no heat.
No insulation.
I think it was wired by speaker wire. To be honest, it was not a. It's not a well substantial house.
It was 28 degrees that night, and it was like 19 degrees in the house.
Well, we had just laid down. We were going to go to bed, and the dog was on the futon with us, and she gets up and she's looking at something, and I can't figure out what she's looking at. And then all of a sudden, heavy boot steps from the kitchen through the dining room.
And it stopped right where we were laying at.
Direct. I mean, you can hear like heavy stomping, and
it woke me. And I'm hard. And
no, it didn't wake you up. I was beating the hell out of you. I'm like, oh my god, something's walking toward us. And then that's when the noises started upstairs again.
And it takes a lot to wake me up, especially if I'm in a dead, comatose sleep like I get into. It's hard to wake me up. But when we were there, anytime a noise, I was wide awake.
Something walked to us, and we wasn't filming. I mean,
of course,
we were so cold that we didn't even think about filming. I mean, we were freezing.
But that place,
it shut down now because the owners died, so they're just gonna let it go to ruin.
But that place was on a whole, like I said, that place was on a whole nother level. It had its own level.
Every time someone got possessed there, they'd always say the same thing. They kept saying, "I am 7, I am 7, I am 7," over and over again.
And then they wouldn't say anything but "I am 7," and the guy who actually who owned it, well, who leased it, we talked to him about because he has a paranormal team, and that was like their home headquarters. That's where they kept all their equipment. And we had asked him, I was like, "What is I am 7?" And he's like, "I don't know. He's been there for four out of the 7 possessions in that house. He's been there for 4 of them out of the 7." And he sat there and said, "I don't know what I am 7 means." And anybody that's been possessed in that home has said I am 7, but they don't know what I am 7 relates to. So
something demonic.
It's either something demonic or it's saying I am 7 as in I am 7 spirits, or there's 7 spirits here, but nobody knows what I am 7 means. And like I said, he was there for 4 out of the 7 possessions, and he don't even know what it means to this day.
Could it be the 7 fallen angels or something?
I don't know. I mean, because one of
they say that the demon, his name is Paul. We've came in contact with Paul a few times.
Quite a few times.
But it's always the same thing that they say it's something demonic.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can find the videos of this dude being possessed, I mean, he just completely snaps and his eyes roll in the back of his head. He's drooling all over the place. His voice changes. I mean, like, you can't fake this type of
there's no way you can fake something like that. It's not. Only a good Hollywood actor could do something like that.
And all he said was, "Who are you?"
I am 7.
Yeah, and
that's all he would say is I am 7.
And then the dude just fell over and passed out, and then got up. And he's like, "I got to go outside." And this was like a 110-pound little guy.
Huh.
Now, I don't know. When we were there, we never experienced anything like that. I mean, it's definitely there. You could tell it's there,
you can feel it.
But it's not like it only likes to possess people who think they can go up there by themselves and take it on, or they piss it off somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we've never experienced call except one time when we were using the Solomon app, and that's actually a very legit app. I've come to find out. I asked, "Are you going to try to harm us tonight?" And it said, "Nah." Like, it was so concrete. Oh, look at the puppy.
Yeah, that's our newest member of the team.
She peed on me today. It's not funny.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
up the bed. I even scolded her and got her in trouble for timeout, and then I felt guilty about it because she got.
She's cute. Yeah, we usually take Marley on our investigation sometimes. She's actually really good.
Yeah.
At picking up on things, like real good. She's picked up on a few things in our house.
Because she likes to just, she'll start barking at random stuff for no unexplained
Oh,
reason.
she ain't barking at random stuff.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
we took her out. Her tail was wagging like normal. She was pulling us, trying to pull us everywhere. She was a happy dog, and when we got out there, her tail stopped wagging, and she was at an attention type deal. So,
Yeah, that's how Marley was. We took her to Revenant Acres that last time with us. First time, she was kind of antsy. The second time, she ran through the house like an idiot. She found a ball and was just chasing it through the house. And this house is already dilapidated.
yeah.
But she does pick up on things, especially here. One night, and it scared me to death, and it wasn't our kid. It wasn't. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. We had just got Marley, actually, and she was asleep in our bed, and our kid was asleep in his room. And all of a sudden, she stood up and she started barking at the door. And then on the door, a shadow went across the door.
Wow.
And I freaked out because I thought someone was in the house at first. And we got up. It wasn't Bo. It wasn't anything. It's just something walked across the hallway.
Yeah.
And she had woke me up, and well, the first thing I grab is my battle axe I keep by my bedside, and so I start going through the house like a damn maniac trying to figure out who the hell is in our house, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's no way anybody could be in our house because
we have a baby gate upstairs.
Yeah, and if you move the baby gate, or if you don't know how to move it, it makes a god awful noise. And I didn't hear no noises, so I was like, well, I mean, there's no way that somebody could have got. I mean, and you can't step over the gate because it's set up too high and everything. And I'm like, I told her, I was like, honey, there's nobody in this house, and Bo's in his room. He's in his room snoring. So
we've had many weird things like that happen here. I mean, I've heard things that when he works at night, and it's gonna drive me crazy because he's got to work tonight. He's got to go in at 3.
Hell yeah, battle axe.
When he goes in at 3, it's like that's when everything comes out the most.
Right.
I have because some nights I can't sleep. And when he's plowing snow or power washing at night, I'll, stay up. I'll clean the house. I'll find something to do. And I had my earbuds in one night, and I was listening to my music. I was upstairs putting up clothes. Our kid was in bed, and the dog was laying on the bed in our room. And all of a sudden, I felt the vibration. You know how it feels when someone's running up behind you?
Yeah.
Yep.
The vibration, that's what I felt. And I jumped and I turned around because I thought my kid had gotten out of bed and was running toward me. Not one person was there. I had to sit on the dresser for a minute to collect myself. I was like, okay, what was that?
Okay, are you guys ready to try to take some questions from the chat?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know we were supposed to do that. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Yes, anyone who has a question, let us know. We'll answer.
Feel free to ask.
Yeah, my bad.
Red silence. They're just
I
probably.
haven't been on one of these in a while.
Probably. I don't think the chat hasn't moved probably since for about 5 minutes.
They were.
If you guys have any questions for us, please feel free to ask.
Do you have any special abilities? Can you like channel them and?
Well, personally, me, I can. It's weird because
You're an empath. You don't want to believe it. Me and you both are empaths.
because like I can meet somebody, and and I can hold a small, like a real short conversation with a person, and I can basically read you, but
Me and you can both do that. We're empath. Like he doesn't tune into it as much, but me, I can feel a lot of things. Like I know when there's a bad vibe. I can feel when things are kind of around. I'm not good, and I'm not one of those to like claim we have abilities, but I mean you kind of feel vibes that you kind of can't ignore.
All right. Here's a question from Dead Paranormal Memories. B-Town, have you, or do you, or would you use a Ouija board? No.
No.
Nope. We have strict rules about Ouija boards. We don't use them. Just because we know what they can do. We've seen what they can do firsthand. And that's just something that I don't want to mess with. I mean,
we don't knock anyone who uses them.
Right. I mean, we don't knock people who if you use a Ouija board, we don't knock people who use them. But for us and our safety, we don't use them. And usually, if we bring people with us and we usually ask them, do you have a Ouija board? And if they say, yeah, I've got a Ouija board, we ask them, if you do have one, can you keep it, keep it put up, just because we're not comfortable around them.
Despite being uncomfortable, Maz Entertainment was saying about getting one, and I wouldn't mind like documenting it, like stepping far away.
But we won't have any part in
like a static camera and document what goes on around them. But personally, get down and be involved in it. No.
Right.
I'm not that brave.
I have a lot to say about Ouija boards, and I'm not going to even go there.
Yeah.
He doesn't like them. I won't use it. I won't even touch it.
That'll be nice.
Too much.
I've seen those horror movies. Nuh-uh, not today. I've seen the scary movies.
It's funny. Before we really started doing the paranormal, I had a Ouija board keyboard on my it's through kick a keyboard.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? I had that one too, didn't I?
And I downloaded the Ouija board. For whatever reason, I downloaded, and it basically replaces your phone's factory keyboard. And I downloaded it, and I that's what I have for my keyboard. And when we started getting into the paranormal, like really started getting into it, I just had a bad feeling that having something like that on my phone or around us could potentially harm us. It sounds funny, it may sound funny to other people, but and in this type of field, whether you do or you don't use a Ouija board, that's completely up to you. But I didn't feel comfortable having it on my phone because if I got a text message during an investigation and I go to pull my phone out to see who it is, and that keyboard pops up.
Okay, another question. Who would you like to speak to, living or dead? If we could speak to anybody, living or dead.
That'd be my grandparents.
I would like to speak to my mom.
It'd definitely be my grandma, my grandpa.
My mom.
Yeah.
I don't care for much speaking to famous people, living people. I want to speak to my mom.
Yeah. I know that.
But we don't care for Ouija boards. I mean, we don't
knock people who use them.
We just kind of stick to like our
The basics.
the metabolic equipment.
Or,
Now I did see
ancient
this really cool thing. Someone had got the hardwood floor wood burning into their floor of a Ouija board. I guess for decoration, like it was an actual large Ouija board in their hardwood floors. I mean, it looked pretty, but someone had said, "Oh yeah, that's all pretty until your Roomba summons a demon."
I
Right.
have a question. What were they smoking?
I know, right?
why would you? I mean, I've seen people get Ouija board tattoos on them, like because I was looking up chest tattoos one time.
Oh, did you see the one on the girl's stomach? It was like a
JC.
full Ouija board on her stomach, and then she had the demonic goat head in an area I'm not going to mention.
No, the one I seen was a dude. He had basically he had the Ouija board tattooed from shoulder blade to like right up underneath his chest muscles, and it was a full
That had to be
like
painful.
they had a Ouija board side by side with this tattoo, and it was identical. It was identical to the Ouija board, and I was like, there is no way.
Imagine his dates. Come here, baby. Come summon a demon.
I mean, there would be no way that I would have had.
I don't
a Ouija
understand
board.
why they sell those in toy stores. Like, says you must be 8 years or older, so you have to be 21 to buy alcohol, but you can only be 8 to summon a demon. I don't get that.
Right.
I don't get the logic behind that.
Exactly.
But I mean, we kind of just stick to our metabolic equipment, you know. I mean, there's a lot of things we want to update, but I don't think Ouija board's one of them.
You got to get him up real quick. I got to have a discussion, man.
Well, hey, it's his own choice.
Oh,
To run the Ouija
scared
board.
now, Chris. I mean, I've watched their videos, and she's like, "What was that?" Can you imagine?
I would be considered one of the cowardly ghost hunters. I'm like one of the coward ones that kind of freaks out over everything. I've gotten better, but some things that I'm just like, I'm done. I'm going to go home now.
When we first got married, I would always tell Chris about these encounters that I've had, like experiences when I was a kid, and he was always say, "Oh, you're smoking crack. That never happened. That ain't real." Like, yeah, you're gonna be one of these people that goes running scared. He's like, "Yeah, right," and I'm like, "Okay," and then I'm like, "Yeah, I was wrong. What the hell was I smoking?"
Alan had another question, which is Dead Paranormal Memories. Do you trust mobile phone spirit box apps?
Oh, my chat wasn't even moving. I'm sorry. There's only 2 that we've found that actually work, like actually legit work and has proved to be legit, which is the Portal and the Solomon app. The Solomon app is kind of a little bit on the fence there because it's kind of a spirit taunter in a way because it says the Lord's Prayer forward and reverse. And it also has the bank set up that everything runs in reverse. And those are the only 2 apps that we have ever caught anything as legit as an actual spirit box.
Myself, I've used the PXB7, and I have actually tested it up against a PSB7 actual spirit box. And they've actually both worked about the same.
Yeah.
I've had really good luck with it, so I've been using that quite a bit.
Okay, so William asked,
So you're empathic, and also you don't use boards. What sort of prep do you choose to do before going into an investigation, and what sort of post-investigation procedures? Before we ever go into a place, we will cleanse ourselves. I do have cleansed water that you can make yourself with sea salt and natural spring water, kind of like a holy water made from home. I cleanse our equipment and ourselves, and we also say the prayer to the Archangel Michael. We also do our protection prayer. Then after our investigation, we pray again. We demand that if anything is here, you are to not follow us home. We re-cleanse our equipment, and we leave. I mean, we don't do a whole lot, but what we do it works for us. I mean, a lot of people are different, and people do different things. They're before and afters, but that's what we do, and it works best for us. It's just to pray and cleanse our stuff before and after.
Yeah.
But we always make it a habit to wherever we're going, whenever we leave. We say, you are to stay here. This is your home. You do not follow us. You have no permission to come home with us. This is your place. You stay.
Yep.
I listen a lot to Melanie Beckler from AskAngels.com, and she goes through and she does all those archangel prayers, and there's house cleansing prayers and stuff like that too that are really really good.
A lot of people do a lot of different things, but I mean, it's basically just what works for you, what's better for you, right, and what works for you the best.
All I know is that site has helped me calm down a lot.
We are on the empathic line. I think our kid has abilities. I think he really does. I mean, he sees and talks to things that aren't there, that I know is there, but I can't see them. Yeah. So I'm not, going to crush that. I'm going to let him have that. But he's more of a people reader. We're both people readers. I can read people just like he can, but I also pick up on vibes. Like I can tell when someone's lying to me. I can tell when something's around me. I can just tell by someone's energy if you're good or not. Just like spirits, I can tell when there's some like angry or sad or overly emotional. I can feel that. And there's a lot of times that we're walking through a haunted location and we go into like a doorway or an area, and I'll stop and I won't go no further because I'm really feeling, no, I don't need to go any further. There's something here that does not want me here.
Right.
Like the powerhouse at Central State. I went in the first night. I did not like it. I did not like what I was feeling. It felt horrible. And then the second night, we had to go and refilm it because our video got damaged somehow. Right after something got thrown at us, the video was damaged. The SIM card messed up.
Jeez.
And we went back out that night, and I made it down to the basement. I made it through the door to get to the main level of the building, and I couldn't go any further. I couldn't.
Man.
Fine, I didn't like it.
Alan asked, where would you love to investigate?
Oh, man. There's a lot of places. Like, we want to hit the big places. Like, I would really love to go to, like, Trans-Allegheny, Waverly.
I just said Waverly.
Rolling Hills. What's that other one? And God, I can't remember the name of it. Oh my God, Zach Bagans went there. Is
St. Albans?
It was the mental asylum for the mentally handicapped.
Oh, I think.
Is that the one that they were getting evidence during the day?
Yeah, where that desk flipped over during the day.
Yeah,
that one. But they shut it down. They won't let you do that anymore.
Oh, really?
It's kind of over investigated, but I would like to just go to these big places just to say I went. But When we get to Tennessee, there's one place I want to go to, and that is Lookout Mountain, where the Civil War took place
Oh wow.
in Chattanooga.
Jaipur.
Yeah, they want to know where's the
Lookout
place
Mountain.
you really want to go.
Well, we have
We have a lot of them.
we have a place not too far from us called Draper Mountain.
Draper
Or
Outlook.
Draper Outlook, yeah.
But I don't know the extent of it.
Well, there's got to be something going on. With ladies seeing somebody walking and it wasn't one of the kids. And you know it wasn't me because I'm in a wheelchair. So.
Yeah, but there's a lot of places we want to go to, and we have a bucket list, and we're slowly marking them off. Like, we've already done, what was it again?
Hell's Bar Down.
Yeah, we already did Hell's Bar. I wasn't too impressed with that one. Like, I think once again that place has been
It's been overdone.
investigated.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these big places. Like, I would love to find the smaller underdog places because that's where your most activity is. These big places, you know, there's a lot, you know, there was a lot of activity, but people know about them. They're going to them and they're investigating them every weekend. You know, they're hosting events at these big places, and they're starting to, you know, over investigate it, and things aren't as active. But these old places, underdog places, are active, like completely active.
Yeah. There's one place that's close here, which I'm planning on going to next year after income tax. It's going to cost me about $1,200 to get a team of 20. And it's St. Albans.
I ain't never heard of that.
Hey, I might want to join you on that one.
Institution in Radford, Virginia.
Huh.
Well, there was a Christmas party over there, and somebody bought shots for all the workers. And Chris had Jack Daniels, and he just meal and got up and went to the bathroom. He was hearing voices.
Yeah, and I was the only
one in there.
Oh, shoot. That's never good when you're
That's
in the
what happened at
bathroom
Central State. That's why I don't like going to that powerhouse, because the asylum shut down in 1994. Well, in 1996, the powerhouse, they were still, you know, functioning stuff out of it. And in the basement, there's this one room. It's one room in, one door in, one door out. No way out. There was a worker in there, and he had fallen asleep. He was the only one there. He fell asleep. And he woke up, and this is an actual police report. He woke up to something almost strangling him to death. Like he could not get it off of him, and he finally managed to get it off and turn on the light. There was no one there, and he had like deep bruises around his neck.
And he said that whatever it was, when it started walking away, it was wearing high heels. It sounded like they were wearing high heels.
I don't know. Something just about strangled him to death. I mean, there's a lot of places like that, you know. And I think that's going to be our line drawing right there. If I'm ever at a location and something's strangling the hell out of me, I'm done. I'm just gonna quit, and we're gonna quit. I'm gonna turn my equipment in, and we're gonna be done.
The worst thing I've ever had happen to me while I was out, it was right after I got a friend of mine to come here to move here from Vegas because she was in a bad situation where she was at. I took her out to the lake that I've been to, and this was the same night when I was talking about seeing the apparitions. I seen a total of 3 apparitions there. One, I could just see the head and the hand peeking over the outhouse that they had out there. The other one was a dark mass with like a cloak on, and the other one was that little girl. I got up closer to the water and felt like something was choking me and then trying to drown me on dry land.
Oh, tell her
shit.
About the girls.
See, we've never experienced something like that before.
No. And like she just said, if it ever gets to the point where where one of us gets choked or
it's
or
endangering our safety.
then we're just gonna start exploring.
We're
I mean,
gonna go for a while.
because my safety is way more important than going out and doing investigations.
But the thing is, though, if we get attacked, or drug off somewhere, film it and then make sure I'm okay. Make sure you
The thing is,
document it.
for me, I feel a lot of the things that a lot of these spirits ended up dying from.
Mm-hmm.
And at that lake, the floatable raft with the 50-gallon plastic drums under it?
Yeah.
There was 2 girls out there sunbathing while there was a party going on. This guy that was drunk ended up going out there to scare the hell out of him. He ended up reaching out of the water, but he grabbed the one girl by the throat and pulled her under and killed her.
Oh,
So basically, what I was feeling on dry land is what she went through when she died.
right.
What was the most concrete piece of paranormal evidence would you say you've ever had? The most concrete.
I don't know. That picture you sent through DM was pretty concrete.
There was that one. Okay, so we have a pretty good list of them. There was the Saluda Hill, the one that I just sent you, of the woman behind the tree. Concrete, just you could see her holding a baby. The Richards house, beautiful Victorian mansion. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. In the reflection of a glass candle holder, you can see there was a man behind our other lead investigator sitting there. A man, top hat, white beard, dressed very nice. You could see him clear as day. The chair at Hell's Bar Dam flipping completely over.
Yeah. And then the door opening at the hospital. That was that till this day, I still want to go back there at night to see if we can't get that to happen again. Because it happening once.
And then Karen Rowland.
Yeah, then Karen Rowland, yeah.
Karen Rowland, back in Alabama, there is a story. I lived in a very small town. Back in 1988, Karen Rowland had trusted the wrong people, went down a road, and she ended up getting killed at the age of 18. And they dumped her body in the river right there. And she haunts that bridge. We caught a clear picture of her wearing what she died in, which was a pair of jeans and a green shirt, sitting on the bridge. You could clearly see her face, her hair. She was just sitting there.
Wow.
I mean, we've caught really, like, the most concrete things we've ever caught were in pictures.
Or by accident.
Yes.
That's how a lot of them come, is by accident.
Yeah. Because like a lot of
What about the voice we caught at Central State? My favorite one was Central State. Once again, we have a lot of things at Central State. We've been there a lot. Well, we had one of our friends with us who was a medium. She kept saying something's buried. Something's buried. I don't know what, but something's buried. And we caught a Class A EVP of an older woman telling us hidden files. And I was like, and then Angela, she said it's hidden files. She didn't even know that we even caught an EVP, and she said hidden files, and so did a spirit. And I was like, wait, why would there be hidden files? And then the same voice came through saying, so nobody would find them.
Oh, wow.
And there are actual files buried somewhere on that property, and we know where it's buried, but if we dig, we'll go to prison. We'll go to prison if we dig. We can't dig there.
Right.
We can't do anything on that property. We can barely drive around, much let alone do anything else.
And another question: if you could get over here to the UK, where would you like to visit for paranormal investigation?
Oh, the catacombs, definitely.
Oh yes,
the catacombs.
Sorry,
the catacombs. That would be my first
I was thinking
that would be my first stop. Would be the catacombs.
And wasn't it? What's that? What's also out there? A witch's cave, like the woods or something.
The witch's cave. It's actually under a church.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at, but
I just can't think of the name. It's not the witches. I think it is.
I would
the
like to
Witch's
go
Cave.
visit the Black Plague Cemetery.
I want to go.
that sounds interesting.
I want to go. If I could go to Italy, and there's one place.
I know where
in
exactly where
Italy.
you're. Yeah, I
The
know.
Black
where-
Island.
It's Preveglia Island.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can do that one by yourself.
That
No, I'll go with you.
Yeah, Edinburgh. Edinburgh. What is it about Edinburgh? Okay, Edinburgh, doesn't they have a cemetery? If I'm thinking it right, if that's the right one, there's a cemetery there, and they say even during the day,
you'll catch stuff.
No, you can't walk through the cemetery without being physically attacked. Like there's something there around that church. I think it's a church. That will physically attack you, that has caused harm to a lot of people, and no one dare go to it. Not even during the day.
I would.
It was a Black Plague cemetery. It's where they did a lot of the Black Plague.
I wish I had
over there.
But if I could go
Edinburgh would be good.
to Preveglia Island, I would go in a heartbeat.
You'd be going by yourself.
I'm there with you, man.
After I seen what Zach Bagans and them caught at Preveglia Island, I'd be on the first plane.
I would explore it, but I don't know if I would want to be there during the night.
Oh, I would.
We'll check out Italy. Whatever. We'll go sightseeing.
Yes, we are going there for my 50th birthday. Yes. Those that I heard that cemetery isn't a joke. And also there's two places he's dying to go, but I'll never step foot on, which is Preveglia and Bobby Mackey's.
Oh.
Oh my God! Wow.
I would never go.
I would.
I want to go to Bobby Mackey's, but I want to go on Devil's Night.
We're planning on going here. I just don't know when yet, but we're planning on going.
I thought they quit letting people investigate it.
You have to pay quite a bit of money to do it.
Yeah.
It'd still be.
I think for one person, what was it? $145 through the Bobby Mackey website.
It'd still be worth the money. It'd still be worth
I
it.
agree.
I'll be sitting outside. Y'all can go in, but someone's got to be in that car with me.
I wouldn't do it. There's things that I would not do, and that's one of them.
Well, I'm going to be in charge of listening to the spirit or the EVPs and everything. So
I'm the one that's dumb enough to wanting to go to the Suicide Forest.
I know that one I want to go to. That I want to go to.
But just remember, you can't record anything from the trees or anything laying on the ground.
Chris, they need to know your word. Professional.
Yeah, no, we're not going to Logan Paul it, I promise.
He's a professional psychotic idiot. There's no one else allowed to be that way. Except for me.
Stand him. I think that boy is a damn idiot. I do. I think he is an idiot.
I would love to go to Preveglia Island, to the catacombs in the UK, to the catacombs in Italy.
I don't like Jake. I don't.
Bobby Mackey's is the #1 thing on my bucket list.
Yeah, same here. If I could go anywhere, it would be to Bobby Mackey's, just because I know what's there and I want to go find it for myself.
You're not the only one.
He went to Mansfield Prison.
The only thing that I actually was able to get off my bucket list was going to Mansfield, Ohio.
And I think he had an accident in his pants. I think he creamed himself.
What?
Well, I was at the stairs, and you can't really tell because of how pixelated it was. but you could actually see a shadow move into frame and then right back out quick.
Oh shit!
While I was on a self tour there at Mansfield.
I wanted to go check that video out.
Yeah, what didn't they have? Old Sparks
then,
or something?
right after I lost the internet, I was down in the cell blocks,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt a cold breeze running right across my hand.
Damn.
There.
We've had that happen quite a bit.
And
really
it got me so excited. I felt like I creamed myself over it all.
We had a guy that investigated with us for a little bit. He couldn't handle it. He was the worst cameraman that we could have ever gotten. Like, the worst. We had to go refilm so many videos because of him. But he couldn't handle investigating. And one night, he peed his pants.
So basically, he's the type of person that has to wear the brown pants.
Yeah.
He peed his pants. Like, and I try. I'm like one of those people. I was a bad friend, and because you turned the light bar on for him, and he peed himself, and he turned around, and it's all over the front of his pants. And at that point, I'm screaming. I'm laughing so hard, and that's all he could hear was when he opened the door was me screaming in hysterical laughter that and he had to ride home for like an hour with wet pants.
An hour and a half.
Oh man.
And it stunk. It stunk so bad. But it was too cold to let the windows down.
Right.
And I didn't want to turn the heat on full blast because I knew if I would, it was just going to make the smell
circulate.
And I wasn't about to.
You know where I would like to go? I would like to go do a spirit box session at Edgar Allan Poe's grave.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to go there too.
That would be.
He was one hell of a writer.
I
want to go see his house.
I love
because,
Edgar Allan Poe.
You know his house is still standing.
Yeah, you can walk through it. Like
I think his mom. Not his mom.
They do tours.
But somebody of his descendant owns the house now.
Yeah, they do tours out of his house. I would love to go. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I've read all of his stories. I would love to hear what he has to say. I mean, because that's all he wrote about in his books were death. So what does he have to say about death now?
Right.
That's true. That'd be interesting.
But I have to cut this short, guys, because I got to go to work at 3 a.m.
Yeah, we gotta get off here, and I gotta get him ready for.
So.
That's fine. Usually my interviews like this usually only last an hour.
But you're interesting, you know.
And we've been out here for almost 2 hours.
Oh yeah, we love talking.
You guys
I mean,
are awesome.
How can I put this without sounding like a complete and total dick? Part my language.
What are you about to say?
I mean, it's hard to find people that that actually want to sit down and actually talk about paranormal
and their experiences
about the paranormal, because a lot of people, you start telling the stories of this has happened to me, and whatever, it's all a lie. I mean, but
or they get you on panel and completely blow you off, and I'm like,
Right.
why am I on your panel again?
We've had that happen to us too. We were on one panel. I'm not going to say who it was, but we were on their panel
for 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours,
to talk about paranormal and what's happened to us. Share stories, and the whole entire time, all 3 hours that we were on this panel, we maybe have said maybe 5 words, and that was, "Hey everybody, welcome to the stream," or we would say, "Hey" to the people that we knew, and literally that was it.
Wow.
We've had some but we love going to other channels. We love going on panels. We love having people come on our panel. which we're going to get you guys on our panel and do an interview so y'all can talk about your stuff. Because, I mean, it was funny how we even met because, you know, we met through Holly, through Paranormal Mama, and we love her.
I'm gonna go lay down. I'm about to fall asleep.
All right, guys, we're gonna get off of here, and we're gonna do his birthday stream tomorrow. We got like a packed day tomorrow. Like our Wednesdays are already packed, but we got 10 more things added to our daily list.
Because basically, I go to work tonight at 3 in the morning, and I'll work till 6 in the morning. Go back to the shop, and then I'll have to work another 8-hour day on top of that.
And then I have a doctor's appointment. Bo has a doctor's appointment. His birthday dinner, live stream. We got like
and then I have to go back to work tomorrow night at 3 in the morning to go power wash.
You mean they don't give him his birthday off?
I know. That's a crock.
I know, yeah. Usually you take the birthday off, but
I usually do, but you know, with us trying to, with us in the process of moving, every bit of money we get is going into the savings so we can move. So that means I'm having to work longer days and
twice as hard.
Yeah, yes it is.
But all right, guys, we will see you guys.
Thank you very much.
Tomorrow. I'm sure y'all be on our stream tomorrow.
Much love to you guys.
Much love to you.
Thank you guys, and thank you guys for having us on.
Hey, it's not a problem. You're more than welcome to come back.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. Definitely. We most definitely have to do this again.
Maybe let's see. Maybe Sunday night we can try to get them on our stream Sunday night.
Yeah.
I work what, 5 to 9?
Yeah.
Or supposed to work 5 to 9.
48 from 9.
Well, I'll get up with you. Let us know, and we'll definitely try to get y'all on.
Okay.
All right, it's great being on. Thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Bye, guys. Love you.
I love y'all. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Try to have a good birthday, too. Well, guys, thanks a lot for coming in.
This was an awesome interview.
Like I said, usually it lasts for about an hour. We would usually interview him for about a half hour, then let you guys interview him. But it just got going real good.
It's interesting to hear other people's stories and stuff too. You know,
that'll be great, Chris. I'll get you up here as soon as I can get through some of the other people I've already asked and been asked. I am going to actually get a schedule set up here where I'm going to pick at least 1, possibly 2 days to do it on.
Sure, we can do it all 5 days on Children's School. I love this stuff.
So, yeah, I'll get you working. Yeah, they are a spirit box. If you guys do not have B-Town Paranormal yet, add it to your family. Please go through and add them. They're great people. And as you guys heard, they're awesome. But yeah, go ahead and add them.
And don't forget to check everybody out.
Make sure you hit their bell so you can get their notifications when they go out live again.
Check everybody out.
Also, check each and every one of you guys out as well. We're all in this for the same thing. And
because you grow, we grow, we grow, you grow.
If you guys like what you see, hit the big red button. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss their live events. Or if it's a channel that's not for you, at least leave a comment in the video so they know you've been there.
And don't forget to like it.
Right.
That helps them out a lot.
Always hit the like button for the simple reason it's a way for other viewers to get out there to notice you as well. It helps get you out there as them promoting you. But yes, as I say in all my videos, if you do what we do, please say your prayers. Take any protection that you use. If you do this alone, which I don't recommend, if it gets too hairy, just up and quit. There ain't no sense in you guys risking your lives out there to bring out a great video for everybody to love. Your health is number one on everything. Be safe, have fun with it,
Love and light,
and
guys.
try to take somebody with you.
Much love, love and light. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for popping in. Much love to each and every one of you guys that come in. And with that being said, guys, peace.
With the